All right, what's going on? Welcome to my cold calling KPI tracker or REI KPI tracker, REI KP. It's a lot, it's a mouthful. But anyway, I want to show you how this all works, how simple this is to use. It's not really that hard, it's very basic, it's very step by step. It's really not hard to use at all. So over here is going under your cold call reports. This is going to be your KPI sheet. So this is where you're going to keep track of where you are in your business and what you can do to improve. So over here, all you would do basically, this works really well with Mojo or CallRail. And so once you look up your reports on there, you can basically just input that information over here. So say you made 500 calls and you only contacted about let's say 70 of those calls. It's a pretty high contact rate. I would love to have numbers like that, but let's just say that for a hypothetical. You had about 5 people who wanted to be on your do not call list, and you only called for about 4 hours out of the day. And you only talked to them for about, let's say, an hour and 45 minutes. Oh. You guys, I cannot type today for some reason. It's just not coming to me. So out of those 70 people you've already talked to, out of those 500 people, you talked to 70 people, and let's say 10 of those people said yes. 5 of them said no, and the rest of them, which would be 70 minus 15, so 55 said no. And then out of those 10 that said yes, 3 of them converted into a contract. Over here under lists called, you basically just scroll down and select the list that you called from. The lists will actually come from this folder over here, which will be your skip traces. So it will come from this column right here. So you just input the list that you called, and then over here, this is going to keep track of all the numbers for you. So as you can see, you've already made 70 calls. You've made 70 contacts out of the 500. You have a 14% contact rate. This will let you know how many people are you actually getting to say yes and what your yeses are converting to. So you actually have a 4.29% conversion rate from a yes to a contract, which is honestly amazing numbers. I wish I could have some numbers like that. That's what we call unicorn wholesaling. So over here, let's say you made 1,000 calls, but out of those 1,000 calls, you only made contact with 40 people. It's a 4% contact rate. And let's say out of those 40 people, 3 people wanted to be on your do not call list. And let's say you called for about 6 hours this time. And you talked to people for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And out of those 40 people and the 3 people that said that they didn't want to be called, 7 people said yes. So overall, you have 30 people left. 10 said maybe, 20 said no. And so out of those 7 people, how many converted to a contract? Let's say you only have 1 person that converted to a contract. Over here, just put the document you called, and then bam, some new numbers. So as you can see, your 14% rate went down to a 7.33% contact rate. You talked to people for about 10 hours. You have overall, your percentage of getting to a yes is a 15%, and your conversion to a contract is about 3.64% out of the, contacts that you've made. So this will actually be able to help you in the long term with seeing, okay, this is the numbers that I know I'm going to have to be reaching towards to get to a contract rate. So this will actually help you in regards to that. So that's just a little breakdown of the cold call reports and how this sheet actually works.